Well, good morning to you. Tis I, tis I, tis I. As always, not a clue of what I'm going to speak about. So we'll just go with the flow. It just doesn't work if I try and prepare something. So I'm just going to wing it, as they say. So here I am, winging it. I've got my plant, got my blue chair, and all is well. How are we all? How are you going in this crazy, crazy, insane world? I'm up and down. There's a terrible saying, and I'm going to say it. I'm up and down like a whore's drawers. How rude. But anyway, that's a saying. And my moods are so up and down, it's ridiculous. I can put it down to I would say basically my husband dying, 18 months ago. Because that grief thing seems to keep returning for a while, 8 to 10 days or something. Oh God, I'm back in this pit of a hole, which is why I didn't channel last weekend, because I thought, right, come on, Bloss, do your bit. And my vibe was so low, there was no way they were going to come and match it, so it just didn't work. And I thought, well, if I can't, I can't really. And then somehow or other, it just, that grief, for those who know what I'm talking about, which is many thousands, I should think, that grief just suddenly shifts one morning, go, oh, thank God I'm back on the planet, and willing and able to participate. Because when I'm in that hole like that, I don't wish to participate on this planet at all. I'd just like to keep myself to myself. I don't like to talk to anybody. And I'm like, why am I bothering to be here? Just don't like it. Don't like being here without Goody. And that's that. And then when you get good again, you're like, okay, right, I've got to get on. Okay, I've got choir. Let's do the choir on Monday. You find things in life. Oh, I'm going out with those friends. Da, 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 da. And you get back in the game. And it is a bloody game, isn't it? Really. So it's, but that I know lots of people as well who haven't lost their husbands, thank the Lord, or their wives, and yet they still are going in, they are having so much shit put upon them, or attracted to them, or coming out of them. I mean, what is it? All these people I know, they're not negative people, and they certainly don't manifest all this shit that's coming their way. And so is it that we're saying, that when the Federation say, oh, there's like so much turmoil to come, yes, we think of that as being, in the world, and all that might be revealed of truths, of, all the lies. And things like that is going to drive everybody insane and all that kind of thing. But in actual fact, as well, is it that we are having so much put there in front of us, and get on with it, deal with it. How are you going to deal with this, And it does at times, it makes you want to go, do you know what, this is how I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to pull the curtains, and I'll see you when I'm ready to draw the curtains again. Or do we go, oh, well, look, it's, a test. I don't necessarily believe that we're tested. Do I? No, I don't think we're tested. I think, these things that come, it's like, well, it's not a test. It's like, how are you going to approach this then, Blossom, or whoever you may be? How are you going to deal with this? What is your attitude going to be towards this? And when I'm in a yuck mood, my attitude is, I don't care. I don't care about it. I just don't care anymore. What happens, happens. I'm going to be on this planet. I'm not going to take myself out. So I'm going to be on this planet and I don't care. Just whatever. I'll just get through it and just do it. And I'll smile when I'm in the mood to smile. Listen to me go on. But anyway, this is clearly what I'm supposed to be talking about today. And other times you're like, right, this is, this has come my way. Okay, so my attitude has to be da di da di da di da. That person, just don't judge that person, because don't you find that it's not that you're judging, you're just observing people and their behaviors and how they're reacting and this, that, and the other, but you're not judging. Or are you? I don't know. But you're just observing that the way they're behaving towards that particular situation is different from the way you would. And the more I realize all that, it's like we just have no idea what goes on in somebody else's head. How can we? We're not them, And so what they are feeling and going through is their stuff, not mine. And so it's like not getting caught into other people's stuff. I mean, sometimes in families, you can get stuff that you go, oh, good God, is this really happening in my family? Yes, it is. How are you going to deal with it? Not how are they going to deal with it? How am I going to deal with it? I feel like I'm going to scrap this because I feel I'm persiflaging on. Really? What shall I do? See, the thing is, I didn't do anything last week, and I wanted to do something this week, and it's about time I did a chat and channel. So I was in a real hole for a while, and I came out of it last Tuesday. How lovely. I also caught a cold on Monday, and so if I cough quite a bit, especially when white cloud comes through, I apologize for that in advance. But it's like, if I don't do this video now, that's going to be another week where I haven't put anything up. Is the world going to end? Absolutely not. I know that it's not, I'm not responsible. I don't get paid to do this. It doesn't matter if I don't do anything. But in my mind, I'm like, well, I've been given this gift. It seems that when White Cloud and the Federation come through, that it uplifts people. So just get on and do it, Blossom Good Child. But then when I'm doing this, I think, what a load of twaddle I'm talking. And people ask me, Blossom, why don't you do like a weekly, I'm like, please, a weekly online Zoom and things? And Joe has suggested this as well, the lovely Joe. Why don't you do that? And we can all go on and ask you questions and things like that. And I'm like, no, no, because I don't know anything more than you do. I'm not, just because I have this gift doesn't mean that I know it all and I know everything. I don't. It's so difficult to describe, really. And then, well, can't you ask White Cloud? Well, no, actually. It just doesn't work for me like that. It just doesn't. And I see all these people who sort of had an awakening about 3 years ago or whenever, and suddenly they're running courses, as if they've been doing it since they were 2. Well, what qualifications? Not qualifications, because you clearly got those, but what experience have you got to suddenly start running these courses for people and charge this money and that money? And I sit there and I think, well, good on them for doing it. And they're obviously going to be helping somebody. And I sit there and I think, should I be doing more? Should I be doing more? And I think, no, there's nothing that blows my blouse up to do, apart from, should it ever come about, doing the whole dolphin thing that I did in Hawaii. And, and had a group of people for a week. We swam with the dolphins in the morning, did White Cloud in the afternoon. Absolutely perfect. Happy to do that again, but it's just not possible at the moment. That I do. But and I think, well, should I be doing more? And I think, well, because I say, if you want me to do something, let me know. And people ask me to do things, and I go, no, not for me, because it isn't. So I guess what I'm saying is, I'm talking a load of rubbish, is what am I saying? I'm saying this that I do. I feel that at least I should, put something up once a week because, and I don't have to, I know that, but because play your part, Bloss, play your part. You don't do anything else. You don't do online courses and this, that, and the other. So do this. And sometimes, if you knew the preparation I go through to do this, thinking, what am I going to talk about? I don't know. I'll show you something. See this picture? Yeah. A lot of people think that that is white cloud. No such thing. It's actually, well, let me tell you the story. Somebody wrote to me a long time ago and said that his wife had started painting all these beautiful Indians. And so there's something on my screen I've got to get rid of, thank you. And painting all these Indians. And would we possibly sell them? This is when I was doing white cloud meetings, think to put them up around the room that I was working in and perhaps they could go for sale. And I was like, absolutely. So I went to see them, all these paintings. And I must have, as I was going through all these sort of prints, I must have gone, when I got to that one, because of the energy of it, didn't think anything of it. And my friend Rick, who used to help me editing the books and things like that, he must have picked up on that. And he went back to this woman and bought that print for me. And I had it framed, etc. And I was like, oh, I love it. The story of that woman was she used to paint, like flowers and things like that when she was younger. And she was over here. She was pregnant. I think she's in her 30s or something. And her parents moved over here, and she decided to go back to art school. And her parents were so thrilled that they used to drive her there, wait for her to finish her course in the evening, and drive her back. And then, out of the blue, her mother died. And she started waking up in the night, having only ever drawn flowers and things like that, started waking up in the night and drawing these most amazing life-like sketches of Native American Indians and children, with their faces against the horse, and just stunning energy was the thing. So there I was, and it was in another house, and it was up on the wall, and Goody was sitting, my husband was sitting next to me on the sofa, and I looked at that, looked at Goody, and I looked at that picture again, and I looked at Goody, and I was like, Goody, that's you. And he looked and he went, it is. And do you know what? I say to people now, who's that? They say, is that white cloud? And I say, have a look at it. Who is it? And they go, it's Goody. Now, how that all works out, I really don't know. But I'll show you again. That face, and that nose, that everything is Goody. Bizarre, isn't it? Isn't that exciting? How could you have ever lived this long without knowing that bit of information? Anyway, I think, shall I carry? How I've got the nerve, I don't know. Couple of things I did want to say, because people are still asking me how I'm going with the iTerra wand and the EE system and Cornelius, Christopher. And let me say, I'm still using the wand. I still use a wand. Well, I've started, God, I'm waffling, but I've started, what I want to tell you this is I've started playing pickleball. Do you know what pickleball is? It's a version of tennis, badminton, and table tennis on a smaller court. We have a paddle and a ball with holes in, and it's a different way of scoring. But off I tottled to go and join this pickleball club, which is just down the road. Now, I couldn't have done that 2 years ago because my hips and my knees, they were just shot. If I walked up a slope, God, needed a walking stick. Now, for me, It could be a combination of everything. I'm not denying that. But for me, oh, I've got something on my finger there. For me, I have to get it off, it's going to annoy me. That transformation in my hips and my knees was definitely for me via the healing that I did on myself via Cornelius Christopher. And I've been doing meditations every day at 6 o'clock in the morning, changed my life to do this, 6 o'clock every morning and twice in the week in the afternoons. Because I know there is something in that is just so much truth. And there are a lot of people, I'm so blessed to say there are a lot of people who have joined Cornelius Christopher because I've talked about him. And they write to me and go, thank you so much for introducing me to Cornelius because it's changed my life. There are also people that write to me and say, no, I didn't get on with him. I go, oh, all right then. It's not for everybody. It's up to you whether you know, whether you get into that. And I see people getting healed. They're healing themselves. Their consciousness heals themselves via his assistance, if you like. And I watch them change. At the end of their little session they've had, you go, you look like a different person. And you see people who have been on there for 2 years or so. And when they're talking, they have a joy that, and they radiate light, like there's something so different, so special about those people. So I'm so sorry. I'm finding it so hard to concentrate today. And I'm not going to give up. I'll keep on going. So I stay there. And yes, I had that wonderful thing after 8 days of like my grief has gone, you know, and I was in this place of joy, just joy for being alive. Like, this is marvelous. Did that remain with me? No, because I can't keep that grief inside of me. It has to heal. You know, my pain has to heal. And so I experienced that joy and I thought, wow, you know, and I know I'm going to get back there. But I also understand that I have to go through these periods of grief because, well, I just have to. You know, I can't have my husband, who I loved and adored, die and go, oh, no, I'm good now, thanks. Yeah, you all right? I have to experience that. So it's not, so that part I will keep on doing, but and I know I will come good. The physical side of healings, different things within me, is quite phenomenal. Quite phenomenal. I am now a pickleball player. I'll probably become state champion, probably. So that's how Cornelius Christopher is going for me. And I really would like you to try it if you feel so inclined. For the people that did and go, nah, not for me, that's your choice. That's your choice. Maybe you just weren't ready or didn't quite get how it works with him. And he's not for everybody. I'm not for everybody. I don't know why. But they didn't give themselves long enough, I feel, to give it a go. So that's my thing about that. The EE system. Oh, so go back to pickleball. When I've been playing pickleball a couple of times, I was like, oh, my back. You know, I was amazed I could even run around the court because it's for 2 hours. You do 15-minute games and then you go to the next one and the next one. 2 hours. I thought, dear God, I'm going to need an ambulance. But no, I can do it. 2 hours. And I'm like paying 3 times a week sometimes now. I'm like, go blossom. So that in itself is amazing, I think. But my back was feeling a bit dodgy because, you know, you sort of bend your knees a bit and all that, getting ready. And I thought, oh, my back's playing up a bit. So I got my iTerra wand and I've got a hairdryer stand and I put it, I lay on the sofa and had it angled so that it could just go on my back without burning me. You have to keep it at a certain distance. I did that. I just let it on my back and it feels so lovely. For 20 minutes, my whole back thing was sorted. So those, I, you know, still do my face. God, I keep going on the face. You know, So that I really believe in that. The E system, the 24 screens down the road, to be honest, I haven't been there for a while, which is crazy because it's like 200 bucks a session, and sometimes you go a bit like, don't know if I can see myself doing that at the moment or what have you, which is ridiculous, but that's the way it's sort of been. But I know people that have been there, and they have phenomenal results. I think everything is to do with yourself and whether you believe that it works or whether you're like, don't know. Because people have different kind of results depending on that from anything. Frequency healing is definitely the trend, isn't it now? The time for frequency healing. So, and I get that. I'm really up for all that. It's just now that it's able to come in. So that's my update. And I'm going to get off now. Thank the Lord, I hear you say. And hopefully White Cloud will come in. I don't know if the Federation will come in today because of my physical, with this cold thing I've had, I'm not sure whether that's going to be possible. I don't like to apologize unless it's something that I really need to apologize for, but I sort of semi-apologize to you for this absolute persiflaging about nothing, about nothing, you know, but I had to say something. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your support and staying with this nutter. Really, thank you. I'm going now. I'm going. And hopefully White Cloud will come in. Because I can't just put what I've just said, just have that up. They'll be like, what was that for? How has that uplifted me? Okay, White Cloud, let's hopefully he'll be able to come in. My main concern is that because sometimes when he comes in and uses my voice box, it can tickle anyway. It can make me want to sort of cough. So I'm a bit dubious as to how this goes. So I'll just have a sip of water before we start. And let's see how we go, shall we? Goodbye. Thank the Lord. She's gone. Well, don't go. I stay on one side. See you on the other side. A very warm welcome to each and every one. I smiled as I was coming in, and Blossom was aware that it was me smiling because she hadn't thought of smiling, and suddenly she was smiling. So she was wondering why I was smiling, and I was smiling because of the way she is and the way she persiplages. But she also doesn't realize that within that persiflaging, that she does make people smile. Not everyone, but some, and they find it uplifting. So I am tapping her on the shoulder to acknowledge that to her and not to worry too much about it. So, my friends, here we still are. Here we still are. That is another reason that Blossom was a little hesitant to do this video today, because she feels sometimes like, what, not what only has she got to say, that is new and exciting, but she wonders what I have to say, and the Federation of Light, what we have to say that is different from any other time. And she feels, what is the point of going on week after week saying the same thing? Do you know the point? Let me tell you if you do not. It is the energy that comes through when I speak, or when the Federation communicate with Blossom on her computer. It is the energy that is coming through. And you might find comments that people say, I really needed to hear that today. It might be one sentence. It is not the fact that we have nothing new to say. It is the fact that we keep letting you know that you are doing well, more than well. That we keep telling you that we recognize how difficult it is, and it is going to get more difficult. Blossom is saying that does not help people, but it does. Because if you look back, everything from a few years ago, even 3 years ago, when your bizarre world became even more bizarre, it has become more and more difficult. And yet you are in it, living within it and rising above it most of the time. And so as it continues to get more and more difficult, more and more insane as to what you hear and what you experience, you can see that you can still and will get through all of that, because that's why you came. And that is why I come. Each time to say the same thing, to let you know that you came here to change this world. And you are doing so, no matter how mundane, how much things never appear to be changing, how much one feels within inside of themselves that life seems so ridiculous. Do you not sometimes? I know that for Blossom, when she is walking to the shops sometimes, and she looks around, etc., and she thinks, what are we all doing here? Parking our cars, going to the shops. So many people going in shops and trying on different regalia, when they already have 10 wardrobes full of stuff to adorn their body with. And yet they must fill and feed their being with more, because they are not satisfied with life. What if there were no shops? What if you went back to a time when there were no shops? And you might adorn your body with some leaves or some animal skins that you that they had sacrificed for your well-being. You would not be, what is the word? I am sorry, I've lost my train because different things were popping in at the side of Blossom's computer, and it has moved me out of whack a little bit. But what, let us say, what if there were none of these distractions from self? How would you be then? You would be so rich, even though there was no money involved. Because you are going within you, you are knowing you, you are taking into account what is there in nature. You are living as one with your beautiful planet. And I call it insane now because of the goings on. But that does not mean that it is not beautiful. So within all this insanity, my friends, it is time to go back into that recall of no material impact. I am not saying sell your car, sell your house. I'm not saying any of that. I am saying recall what it feels like, what it means to put your feet in the ocean. And when you do, take that breath of life in to connect with the true reality of who you are. So many choose to escape via watching things on your TVs, by drinking alcohol. Number of things that people feel they need to switch off and escape. To escape from what? Life. Is that what you are doing? Yet if you stopped doing all of that and you went inwards and you took in deep breaths and you said, I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am. If you did that for as long a time as you watch movies, etc., etc., you would not desire to escape anywhere because you would be so content with yourself and the way you were choosing to live your life. Choice, my friends. It is all about choice. Blossom feels sometimes that she does not have the, I'm using the word impetus, to get up and go and be on top of the world and make the most of it, etc. That is all right, because you are just in that space at that time. And over, I repeat, do not beat yourself up for this. Just accept that that is okay to feel that way because you are experiencing life. You are experiencing yourself and the different aspects of yourself and the different emotions of yourself and who you are. And you are not perfect. Not in this state as a human being. And some of you may disagree with me. Blossom is wrangling with that, but she is accepting fully that she's saying to me now that she knows she is not perfect. And the reason, if you were perfect, you would not be able to reside in this vibration. You simply could not do it. But that does not mean to say that the more you understand how to love yourself, the more you will understand how this works. What is this? It is being. Being life in all its glory. Being joy, being love in all its glory. When you love yourself first, and when you put yourself first and foremost. It is not selfish, my friends. It is vital. Because when you do so, and this is not new ether, when you do so, you are then in a position, by honoring yourself, you are then in a position to have the energy to assist others to the fullest degree, because you have allowed your vibration to keep high, because you tended to yourself first and foremost. I know you understand. Blossom is wondering if that little pause is because we are to allow the Federation to come through. Let us see. Yes, we are here. And it is that we are aware of our energy affecting the vessel's physicality as we speak. And it is not that comfortable for her being within this area as we speak. And yet we are agreeing at the same time that it is not necessary always that we do speak. And so for a short while, we ask that that we share this time together for a short while by the communication only of the visual of our eyes through Blossom's eyes, penetrating deeply into your eyes, which reach in to your being, to your soul. And as this takes place, you will feel our love, and we shall feel yours. People have asked if she may come closer to the camera for the eyes. She is happy to do that. My friends, it is the desire of the Federation of Light when they stare into your eyes in that way that you receive your individual message, encouraging you, uplifting you, and filling your hearts with love. It is a very special exchange that is offered in this way by them. And in the same way, it is a very special exchange that is offered by me through Blossom to you. And in the same way, I feel all the love that you return from your hearts into my being, my knowing. It is a treasure. It is a jewel, a shining jewel that is exchanged between us all. This tribe of light that is expanding throughout your worlds. More and more and more of you are uniting in this bond, this tribe, because you understand now your light and you can feel it intertwine with those that are of that same vibration as yourself. And doesn't it feel good to know, to feel that exchange with one another? Family, true family are we. Many thanks, my friends. We give thanks to the divine oneness for allowing this exchange to take place. We ask always that we may remain humble in order to serve and to receive, and that we may continue to walk boldly as the light and the love. Adieu, my friends. Adieu. Oh, she shut up. She's silent for once. People, thank you. Thank you for listening, for watching, for partaking, because I know that when White Cloud and the Federation send their energy through me, that I'm so honored to be able to assist them with, that they are lifting your vibration through this screen all over the world. How incredible is that? We are so blessed. There are so many opportunities we have to be one, to feel that energy flowing through us all as we lift our vibration into a better understanding of what on earth it's all about. And we are getting there, aren't we? I mean, look back, as they always say, look back to how you were. I mean, you know, a few years ago, and then look back to 10 years ago and think, God, was that even me? You know, and the way you are now, and your understanding and your tolerance and your patience and your just you and the way you are evolving, the way we're all walking into ourselves, a higher part of ourselves. As it's coming down through the energies, we come up to meet it ourselves. And we go, oh, yes, I like this bit of me. And you keep on getting higher, and a higher part comes down, and we go up even higher, and we go, oh, yes, I like this bit of me. So let's keep loving ourselves, as White Cloud said. So we'll just keep on, won't we? We're still here. We're still here doing what we do to the best of our ability at any given moment in a breath. And on that note, Lord, I too shall take my leave. Thank you so much. Have a lovely, lovely weekend, and see you next time. Thank you, truly. Thank you. Bye.